Alright, what's up guys? This is ESP101 again, and this is going to be the last tutorial for the CSGO ESP tutorial. It's going to cover menu stuff, just drawing some text on screen, with some keybinds to change stuff. There's going to be some like color changing and whatnot. By the end of this video, you'll have something like this, where at the top here it shows show insert menu. Click insert, that'll pop down. Then you can just change settings how you want, show teammates, not show teammates. Just all this kind of different stuff, so you can use all the different hacks that we've created throughout the videos. So the first thing we're gonna want to do here, I'm gonna need to update these stupid offsets, because even though I made the last two videos in the same day, the offsets literally changed in between videos. Because this game's super cool and they just update it so much. It's so fun, right? Anyways, so we're gonna draw the menu like right here, where we draw our watermark. We're just gonna do it below that. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna want to draw it in the middle. But down a little bit. So we're going to make a menu offset X and Y. And the X is just going to be window width divided by 2. Since the text is centered by default, because we made the function like that. And then we're just going to make the offset Y like 50. And then we're going to have two colors. One for enabled, and that's going to be D3D color RGB. It's just going to be a green. And then one for disabled equals D3D color RGB. It's going to be a red. And then we're gonna have to, in our settings, last time we made these, we're gonna add one more for show menu, and we're gonna set that to false by default. Actually, we'll set it to true by default. And then what we're gonna do is, first of all, if hack.settings.menu show, then we'll draw all these menu things. Otherwise, we're gonna go draw text. No, we'll do it like this if we don't have it. So this is easier. Draw text, show menu, insert, and then we'll have menu off X, menu off Y, D3D color, ARGB. We want this one to just be white so that it stands out a little bit. And then that should be, I forgot a comma there. That should be our, when it's not showing. So can't see it, and that is because we are enabled. Boom. So now it shows insert up there. We don't have any keybinds set up yet, but we'll do that. Otherwise, if we aren't disabled, then we're gonna draw all of our other stuff. So we'll just kind of like copy this. Boom. And what we're gonna do for this is we're gonna draw the first option, which is gonna be show teammates. And that's gonna be add this, and then for our menu Y, we're gonna add like whatever the index is times 12, because that's just about a good distance in between them. And for the first one it's 0, so it's not gonna add anything, but this will make it easier, so we can just copy paste this a bunch. And for the color, we're gonna have we're gonna set up the colors here in a little bit. We're gonna have 9, and then we're gonna have this again. But it's gonna be like hide menu. And then for each of these, we're gonna have that as well. For each of these, we are going to increase this little number here, like I said. So this one's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this isn't super. This is kind of ghetto. You could make like a list usually, and then run through it, and it'll dynamically make it. But for us, this is going to be fine because it's just a simple bit. And then we'll change these blinds 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Alright. And we're going to change the things, obviously. So F2 is snap lines. F3 is going to be 2D box. F4 is going to be 2D health bars. Or 2D status bars, because it's the like armor and stuff. And then we're gonna have status text, which is the health and armor text. 3D box, and then we're gonna have velocity ESP, and we're just adding all the functions or the features we had. View angle ESP, or I think we called it headline. So headline ESP maybe. Recoil crosshair. Alright, so now it's going to show all those at the top. So that's our menu. The way we're going to do this is we have our enabled and disabled, and for our color, it's going to be hack settings, and then whatever our like show teammate, for example this one, And this is called a ternary operator. And I'll run through it real quick. It's basically like, um, it's like a mini if statement. So like, for example, we have this boolean is true equals true. Something like this, it would work. You could do like is true, and then a question mark, and it would be like true, false. So the left statement is true, the right statement is false. So you could set like, I don't think I have string included, but equals is true, true or false. So this string would be set to whatever this is, basically, but in string. So what this is going to do is, if this is true, we're going to set it to enabled, and if it's not, it's disabled, which is this color that we created up here. And that's just going to make it so we can do these inline really easily. So hack settings dot snap lines, enabled, disabled, and I'm going to copy this and paste it in all of these. Alright, so now we'll change these to box 2D, status 2D, status text, box 3D, velocity, headline, RCS crosshair, and yeah, this one's just gonna be white. I didn't mean to do that. D3D color RGB white. Honestly, I probably should use hash defines for white because I've used it so much, but at this point it's too late and I don't really care. So now they'll all be green because they're all just enabled. If I go in, if I go in, disable one of them, you'll see that that one will be red. And then we're going to set up keybinds for these in order to make it so we can toggle them. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to set these all off by default. We're going to set up keybinds for these. And the buttons are going to be D words, and it's just going to be, there's going to be one for each of these, but they're going to be D words. And we're going to add the words button at the end of each. And then for show menu, it's just going to be VK underscore insert. And then for the rest of these, they're going to be F keys. F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, F6, F7, F8, and F9. And that's our button setup. And then in our, up here as well, we're going to need a function called void check buttons. And right here, we can set that up, void hack check buttons. And then inside of our update, we're going to do this dot check buttons. And the check buttons is just going to go through each of these that we set up, and it's going to check if we clicked it. So for example, if get async key state button show menu button, and then &1 makes it so it doesn't like allow you to spam it, basically. It doesn't flick back and forth really quick. Then we're going to use settings.show menu equals not settings.show menu. So it flips it. And then we're going to do this, I think it was 10 times. We'll do one for each different kind. So we'll have show teammates, or show teammates. Alright, and then we'll have one for snap lines. We'll have one for box 2D, snap lines box 2D. And then we'll have one for status 2D. We'll have one for status text. We'll have one for box 3D. We'll have one for vel ESP. We'll have one for headline ESP. And we'll have one for RCS crosshair. And we actually had one too many. So RCS crosshair, BTN, headline, BTN. Just go through and fill these all up. I'm going to do that real quick. So now these should all work because those are set up with the buttons we made, and it will toggle them. So now at the top it says show menu insert. If I click it, it'll show it, and it'll say hide. We can toggle back and forth, and then we can go through and we can enable our individual hacks. So far we don't have any color options, so that's the last thing we're going to do now, is we're going to give it some color options. And to do that, we're going to go in here and we're going to make one more structure, and that's going to be called colors. And we'll call that color. We're going to set up colors for stuff that is always going to be the same color, so like health, armor, and crosshair. And then we're going to have a struct for a team and a struct for enemy. And that's going to be just this default one. Alright, and then in the team we'll have color for ESP, color for snapline, color for, we'll just do one for velocity, because Mom did told me to. And we'll have one for the headline, that's what it was. Right, and for ESP, for the teammate ones, it's just going to be a green, simple green, that's red, green. And for snapline, it's also just going to be green. But you can change these to whatever you want. Velocity, I like to use like a blue. And same exact thing for headline. And that's just for the teams. So now we're going to paste this in here for enemies. And for this one, it's going to be red. Same for snapline. And then velocity is going to be a purple. For both of those. And so now we haven't used that yet, so we have to implement those. So right here we have this color where it chooses the teams, but we're gonna get rid of that, and instead we're gonna just do we're gonna have ESP color, and we're gonna have snapline color, we're gonna have velocity color, and we're going to have headline color. And it's if you're on the same team, ESP color equals settings dot color hack dot color dot team dot ESP snapline color equals hack dot color dot team dot snapline velocity color equals hack dot color dot team dot velocity, and headline color equals hack dot color dot team dot headline. If you're not, it's just the same thing again, but with enemy here instead of team. Oops. Alright. And then we can go through here and replace those. So like this is the velocity. So we'll have velocity color. I like to leave the square just what the ESP color is, because it's cool when they're standing still, you can't tell that it's there, I guess. I don't know. So we'll set that one there. This is the snap lines, so we'll just set that to snapline color. Snapline color. And this one is the box 2D, so ESP color. This one's box 3D, ESP color. And you could make those separate ones if you want, but I didn't because I don't care. This is the health bars or whatever. So this is hack setting or hack color health, and this is hack color armor. This one is the headline, so it's going to be headline color. And these are the same, and the RCS down here is going to be hack color crosshair. And that's going to be the same for both of these. And now when we inject that, we're going to see, open up our menu, enable some settings, and those are all the same as before. And our status bar actually isn't turning on, so we'll have to look at that. But if we turn on like velocity ESP, because we made that a different color, and then we make the move, let me go up here so they don't shoot me, then you'll see that those are now a different color. And I obviously didn't do the right color. I thought I was doing purple, but I'm just stupid. Another thing I want to do is make it so that show teams is on by default. And why is status 2D not showing up? Oh, you know what happened? We never set up a default health. Okay, so this is gonna be we never set up a default health color because I'm stupid. So what I used before was 139.87. And then for armor was D3D color ARGB 255, 30, 144, 255. And for crosshair It was just white, cause yeah. All right, now everything will work. I just oversighted that. So now when we turn it on, and we turn on like all this, I'll show you my favorite. I like this setup. This is my setup that I like, and recoil crosshair. I kind of like to turn on status text as well. So basically everything except for 3D box. 3D box is okay, but I just like these health bar styles better down the side. But it's easier to tell from far away, like how much health they have with the text. So 3D box is cool or whatever, but you can see it's just. I also like to turn off the snap lines too, and just let them go. So if I unstop them, you can see them moving around. And I just think all this looks pretty cool. So that's the menu tutorial. You can hide it and hide it. And that's going to be wrapping up the ESP tutorial. You can see my other teammates here too. I don't know if I'll do more tutorials in the future. I hopefully will. I'll have to find something to do it on. I might research some internal stuff for CSGO and like maybe make a video on how to make a base or something. I know the Nut has a good few text posts on guidedhacking.com, and I'm gonna definitely research those a bunch and see if I can figure something out for that. But for now, this has been the ESP tutorial, and you've learned some cool things, I hope. And you should leave a rating or whatever, I guess. And thank you.
I really hope you enjoyed this video. Again, guidedhacking.com/donate, patreon.com/guidedhacking. Please support us so that we can continue to make videos, and peace out.